One of the leaders of the Diocese of Brooklyn and Queens, Bishop Raymond Geppetto, says that now, more than ever, in this time of war and unrest, people of faith need to stand together and promote peace within their own communities.
I think our people are scared, and I think our people are very worried. And if there's ever a time when we needed to pray more and to work for peace more, the time is now.
The Diocese of Brooklyn and Queens is joining with the Archdiocese of New York to bring peace and healing to New York City. Bishop Geppetto is representing the leader of Brooklyn and Queens, Bishop Nicholas DiMarzio, at an interfaith meeting hosted by Cardinal Timothy Dolan, the Archbishop who leads the Archdiocese of Manhattan, Staten Island, and the Bronx.
The Diocese of Brooklyn is made up of Brooklyn and Queens. We are part of New York City. We will do our part.
This is the second meeting of Catholic, Christian, and Jewish leaders. The main goal is to strengthen the relationship between New Yorkers and their police, following the death of a Staten Island man in police custody. This time, Cardinal Dolan and the other faith representatives also tackled wider issues plaguing the city, including domestic violence, a high incarceration rate, and gun violence.
We're pros when it comes to the virtue of hope. Okay, we don't give up, and we know that most of these problems are caused by, guess what? Sin. All right, and we're kind of pros on that too. So we want to get together in talking about sin and its effects, how that affects God's people, how it affects the community that we're proud to call our earthly home.
The leaders want to teach their communities to think peace rather than violence when rocked by troubling news, like what happened in Ferguson, Missouri this summer, when a confrontation between a black teenager and white policemen left the young man dead. As civil rights leader Reverend Al Sharpton points out, those at this meeting have to lead by example.
This group begins at least the beginning of the dialogue, which may not agree, but at least the fact that there's the conversing going on, it brings us to a point where there's not an explosion, it is a conversation.
All the leaders agree that the greatest weapon against violence is prayer, and they plan to have an all-faith shared service around Thanksgiving. The leaders themselves seem to have had a fruitful conversation over a hearty, kosher breakfast at the Cardinal's residence.
It was a pretty good down-home breakfast at Dolan's Diner, wasn't it?
Manna from heaven.
Manna all right.
No bacon.
One of these guys.
This was a very fruitful meeting. I was very impressed with the way they spoke so openly and so honestly about the issues that are confronting all of us in the city.
The faith leaders plan to reconvene in 2 months and bring together an even larger group. Bishop Geppetto says that the Diocese of Brooklyn and Queens will continue to be involved, working to bring about peace throughout the diocese and across all of New York City. Reporting for Currents from Midtown Manhattan, I'm Katie Breidenbach.